Good morning. We're going to continue our study about the rapture of the church and talk about there's many misunderstandings about the rapture. And the reason that I think that a lot of people have misunderstandings about the rapture, that they're confusing different issues. I've stated in the past that the rapture and the second coming of the Messiah, most people have or at least think that the rapture and the second coming are one and the same event, and they're not. They're two different events separated by about 7 years time frame. The rapture taking place 7 years prior to the second coming of the Messiah, simply because the time frame of Daniel's 70th week, which is a period of 7 years, will begin, I believe, after the rapture happens, simply because the way that the scripture is laid out as far as being a time of judgment coming upon the earth, just as the Messiah described as the days of Noah, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Immediately after Lot was taken out, judgment fell. The moment that Yahuwah shut the door for the Noah and his family, judgment came. So there's a pattern here that reflects that judgment, and of course this 7 year time frame is not only Daniel's 70th week, but it's also referred to as Jacob's trouble or Israel's trouble. And this time frame is this 7 year period of time, which has to do mainly with the nation of Yasharel or Israel. And the church age as we know it will end at the rapture. And so the church is a mystery that was hidden in the Tanakh or the Old Testament, that wasn't really revealed until later, as the Apostle Paul revealed that the church is a mystery. The church consists of, and when I use the word church, that's just an English word. It has nothing to do with the meaning. The meaning of itself means an assembly or a set-apart group of people. The Greek word is ekklesia, but the Hebrew word is kahel. And the Messiah, Yahushua, mentioned that he was going to build his assembly upon the fact of who he was. And for those that would put their faith, whether they be a Jew or Gentile, who would put their faith and trust in the Messiah, and who recognized him, who he was, as the Apostle Peter in Matthew chapter 16 said, "Thou art the Mashiach, the Son of the living Elohim." And so Yahushua said, "But upon this revelation, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." So he's been building his assembly, or his set-apart ones, during this time frame. And of course, I've mentioned that the church began on the day of Shavuot, or Pentecost, and it will actually end at the rapture of the church. Now, there'll be people still saved during the tribulation, or this 7 year time frame, but they aren't part of the church. They will be what I refer to as tribulation saints, or people that have come to faith in the Messiah during this time frame. The nation of Yasharel, or Israel, this will be a time frame of testing for them. It'll be a time that 1/3 of the nation of Israel will come to recognize the Messiah as Yahushua as being their Messiah. They will embrace him, they will call upon him, and he will come and rescue them from the nations that will be coming against them at the Battle of Armageddon. 2/3 of the Jewish people will die in the tribulation, and but also over half the population of the world, which will be about approximately 4 billion people, will also perish during this terrible time frame. So, but there, like I said, there will be people saved during this time frame. At the end of the tribulation, or Daniel's 70th week, or Yasharel's trouble, at the end of this, when the Messiah comes back, then at that time, those that have put their faith and trust in the Messiah will be allowed to enter in their natural bodies into the millennial reign of the Messiah. They will not have their resurrected bodies. They will be in natural bodies, because they'll help repopulate the world. And the sinners will be taken off the earth in the sheep and goat judgments, and the goats will be taken off the earth, being that they represent the wicked one. Also, it's the same parable about the wheat and the tares. the wheat will be gathered into and be allowed into the millennial reign here on the earth with the Messiah, but the tares will be taken off the earth and to be cast into the lake of fire. Now, we'll pick this up on our next session, so I just wanted to reintroduce and say some things I've already covered, but also help to clear up some misunderstandings that people have in regard to this time frame. So until then, please continue to share my videos. I thank you all that have done that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And again, I keep mentioning the fact is that there's over 1,300 videos that I've done on different topics that you can make yourself available to and be blessed by those too. And until then, until next time, shalom.